What are your most creative insults without cuss words? Uncultured, cause half the time they think I'm Spanish or from France. I can tell, yeah, hearing baguette is a tad bit annoying when it's not even us. If you told us poutine, hey, I'm cool with that cause that's us but not baguette. It's like saying tea time to an American, like bro, wrong country. Person face bombing, fair skin. In order not to use real swear words but it still sounds vaguely like a swear, I've used mother pudrucker, son of a beehive, goddag, actually Danish for good day, dadgummit, snowbick, like a running together of son of a bitch, just to name a few. Played Trivial Pursuit with a couple friends years ago. One player got the question how many times has the present pope been married. Her answer was, that she didn't know who the present pope was. Her boyfriend looked at her and said, well, at least you're pretty. If you were a spice you'd be flour. I'm not taking orders from the Wish brand Wolverine. If we were a box of crayons, you'd be the white crayon. You're not useful and nobody knows why you're here. I could go on for days. I came up with this one after seeing a cringe advert for kid jigsaws that had a dabbing unicorn. I think some of my sperm cells just committed suicide just so they never had to be born in a world with you. Of the 300 million sperm your father fired into your mother when you were conceived, how did the most effective, worst looking, most stupid etc. win the race to the egg? Not an insult, but when it was hot cold my mother, so as not to swear in front of her very impressionable children, would say it is who talking fought who talking fold. Knowledge has always chased you, but you are always fast or something along those lines. I saw one the other day where a user got called a tub of yogurt. In German it's quite funny, cause you can come up with any made up words and it just sounds insulting. Like for example, du bist so ein Spachteltracker. Size of your brain is so small that when I put your brain inside a peanut shell with peanut, it won't hit any wall for thousands of years. You're built like a bag full of pudding, and it's painfully obvious that your parents were too weak and feeble to raise a real man. Once I stumbled online on you vitamin D deficient rodeo clown, and it's been my favorite ever since. Edit minor correction, you're so dumb you couldn't empty water from a boot even if the instructions were on the sole. Read this one a long time ago. Your family tree either looks like a stump or a wreath, which is it? If you were drowning, I'd give you a glass of water. I don't think the USA is the country for you. This line really hits some people hard. Those people are called morons. Just random, regular words. When my son was young he liked calling people pineapples instead of actual curse words. You're about as bright and pleasant to be around in John Goodman's brown hole. Probably smelling out the same too. To quote the great Foghorn Leghorn, you are as sharp as a bowling ball. Or, as sharp as a sack of wet mice. You are so useless that you should carry 2 plants with you to compensate for the oxygen you are consuming. You are not a little piece of shit, you are a big piece of shit because you couldn't go down the toilet. Nincompoop is fine by itself. It can also be spiced up with a cuss when appropriate. Nincomfucking-poop. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. I fart in your general direction. Not creative on my part, but I found it online somewhere and I really like you, uneducated potato. It seems to me that your life is less about goal achievement and more about regret management. It takes all sorts to make a world. Another good one is by calling people Captain Fantastic. You are stupid 7 days a week. You couldn't take one day off? Samantha Carter, Stargate. From Letterkenny, you're just spare parts, aren't you? And you're about to imply there. Looks like you fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. If you climbed your ego, and jumped down to your IQ, the fall would kill you. You really like the sound of your own voice, can be said to obsessive talkers. You are not even wrong, is my go-to favorite polished but devastating insult. Your mom should have dumped you instead of the placenta, an acquaintance of mine. Did your mama have any kids that lived or just occasional afterbirths like you? You're not the dumbest person I've met, but you better hope he doesn't die. Why are body-centered insults all always focused on genitalia? You're an elbow, telling something that they're intellectually knee-high to a grasshopper. You're so great at doing absolutely nothing right. What a disappointment. You've Got a Face for the Radio has been one of my all-time favorites. You weren't burdened with an overabundance of intelligence, were you? Your birth certificate is an apology letter from a condom manufacturer. You're so insignificant that I can even get inspired to insult you. Remind me, who are you? Like a first name or something? Help me out. I liked in a movie Your Mother Must Be the Strongest in Prison. I wish you dripped down your mother's leg instead of being here. I have neither the time, nor the crayons, to explain it to you. You are so bad, your ex doesn't count you for the body count. Say sorry to the trees for wasting the oxygen they provide. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it to you. You look just like your parents. They're siblings, right? Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft. You have the IQ of a potato but the ego of a mouse.